there was some kind of cataclysm. There's physical evidence of buried things everywhere. So there's parts of buildings are buried, but then you find out like full buildings are buried. I saw this video talking about underground Seattle.
The Seattle Underground is really quite fascinating because as you walk through these forgotten city streets, you can see real artifacts that were abandoned down here nearly a century ago, sealed up beneath the sidewalks. You will even spot piles of rubble left down here from a fire that swept through the city during the regrading of the streets.
And some people will say, oh yeah, well, they have underground parts of certain cities. In LA, there's underground stuff.
Beneath the streets of Los Angeles, in a labyrinth known to few, lies a network of tunnels that have witnessed the city's most uncomfortable truths. Originally designed to support urban growth, these passageways became secret smuggling routes for crime and corruption. However, the tunnels have taken on new life over the decades, hiding stories that few dare to tell.
I think there's underground stuff in San Diego. There's a big underground section of Sacramento.
December of 61, January of 62, the worst flood that's ever happened in the state of California took place.
That flood hit Sacramento hard and left it underwater for 3 months.
Just considering the amount of loss of life, which we have no record of.
That's right, survivors didn't want to document the amount of people who died during the flood because they didn't want to discourage anyone from moving here, says Marcia Iman, the city historian. Today, this is what's left of the original town, cold, dark, muggy tunnels. The actual level the city was on before being raised. Countless people died on these grounds, and today, some say their souls still linger around.
Portland.
From 1850 to 1941, Portland was considered to be one of the most dangerous ports globally. You see, below ground was a network of tunnels, commonly called the Shanghai Tunnels, a series of bar and hotel basements linked to each other and the Willamette River docks by an intricate system under the city's streets.
All the West Coast cities.
So today, when you enter some of the historic buildings closer to the waterfront, you might actually be above the ground floor. For the buildings that were raised up, often they chose to create a new basement, and that is evident with these robust pylons that hold up the building. But for the other structures that instead chose to repurpose their upper floors as the new ground level business, they kept their former lower floors as a basement.
Building of certain cities on the West Coast are already suspect based on how short of timeline all this stuff happened. But now you're doubling down by saying they built an older city and it's under the ground, and then the current city that's already suspect is built on top of this other one. Kind of incomprehensible. We're talking about like supposedly miners, right? Going out there looking for gold. They not only built one city, but they built another city under that. And